Deadly crash involving a CAT Metro bus this morning. We'll have the latest on the investigation from DPS ahead.
Plus, President Trump arrived in the UK for a rare second-term visit. How some of the controversy from back here at home followed him overseas.
And we are watching for your rain chances just a little bit today, but it really picks up as we get into the beginning of next week. We're going to have more on your first warning weather coming up.
In-depth, investigative. This is KXAN News at 11.
In just hours, local leaders will be gathering in the Rollingwood neighborhood to talk about how people in that area were notified about a shooting involving an Austin police officer and suspect Brandon Thompson near Zilker Park. All of this happened last week. Now, this comes as we're learning the woman who was shot in the head during this incident has now died.
Austin police confirmed Key Smith has been taken off life support. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Will Dupree.
I'm Avery Travis. Police are sharing more details about an all-clear message that was issued in error during this shooting.
Police say a dispatcher starting their shift called a patrol supervisor on scene to ask if the shelter in place had been lifted, and that supervisor could not verify. Before the dispatcher received official confirmation on whether Thompson was shot, the erroneous alert went out. The emergency communication system was also undergoing some scheduled maintenance at the time, so the communications staff were not in the same building and could not communicate as normal with each other. Austin City Council member Ryan Alter met yesterday with some concerned elementary school parents.
You know, there were a lot of feelings, a lot of raw emotion that is very justified, and you know, a lot of questions out of that. First and foremost, you know, additional clarity on just what happened, what went wrong, why was this individual on the loose, and yet they were being told that it was safe to go to school.
Another meeting is set to happen next week with both parents and law enforcement. One person has died and several others got hurt after a pickup truck crashed into a CAT Metro bus today. The Texas Department of Public Safety reported that wreck happened at about 7:45 this morning near Pierce Lane and Ross Road in southeast Austin. DPS said the truck's driver died, while 4 adults and 2 children aboard the bus had to go to the hospital for their injuries. DPS said its early investigation indicates the Silverado truck traveled on the wrong side of the road when it hit the bus head-on. We did also reach out today to CAT Metro for a statement, but so far we have not heard a response back just yet. You can also find the latest information about this crash on KXAN.com.
First warning weather.
We want to take you out live now to the lake. A beautiful picture as we're entering the upper 80s here at 11 o'clock on your Wednesday.
Let's get the latest now from meteorologist Freddie Vela. Freddie, good morning.
Good morning. We've been able to enjoy such a wonderful morning so far. And you can even see here through our Lake Travis camera at the Oasis, it's still been beautiful. Very little cloud coverage right now. We do anticipate at least a few more clouds to roll in before the day is said and done. Temperatures right now still in the 80s in Austin, San Marcos, 77 in Fredericksburg, 87 degrees in Georgetown and Bastrop. We're looking at about 85 degrees with mostly sunny skies. So as I show you the satellite and radar right now, no real big changes overall from what we saw yesterday. The only little change that we're going to see is that we get a chance of showers one more time, by the time we get into the afternoon. By drop-off time for the little ones, we're looking at about 95 degrees. And for the early evening hours, in case they're outside playing, we're looking at about 90 degrees one more time. But if you're already making plans for the weekend to head out to Texas to check out the Texas and Sam Houston State University game, kickoff, we're looking at 90 degrees at 7 p.m. on Saturday, and for the halftime, 85. But we do see a change after the game. The chance of rainfall returning one more time. We have an update on that. We also have an update on your afternoon spritz of rain that you may see, but also the tropics. We just got a latest update out there. We have a brand new tropical storm. We're going to talk about all that and so much more in your first warning weather.
Freddie, thanks so much. We have 2 I-35 traffic alerts to pass along now to help you avoid getting stuck in traffic potentially. Crews from the Texas Department of Transportation are closing the State Highway 29 bridge over the interstate in Georgetown tonight through Friday from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. the next day. This is that bridge where a truck crashed earlier this month and damaged the interior beams. TxDOT is also closing the main southbound lanes of I-35 in that area during those overnight hours. The southbound I-35 entrance ramp just south of Williams Drive will also close.
Further down the interstate, the southbound lanes in this area that you're seeing on your screen of I-35 will be reduced to one lane. This is between East Avenue and East Old Torf Street. And this will start tonight. It'll also be happening on Thursday night at 9 p.m. until 5 in the morning. TxDOT says people should expect several entrance and exit ramps in this same area to be off limits as well. The closures are a part of the I-35 Capital Express Central project.
Today, the Federal Reserve is expected to lower interest rates by as much as a quarter point as the board meets with ongoing tension involving President Trump. Today's meeting will include a new board member appointed by the president and a board member the president is actively trying to fire. Earlier this year, Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said the economy and the job market are on solid ground. Since then, new numbers, including job creation data that fell far below expectations last month, are calling into question Powell's confidence. Today, the voting members will include Lisa Cook, whom President Trump is trying to fire. Courts blocked the president's attempts to oust Cook, though. The newly confirmed board member, Stephen Moran, will also vote today. President Trump appointed him, and then the Senate confirmed him yesterday with unusual speed.
He'll have a big influence on this when too late getting his rates down, I guess. Who knows? You never know with too late, but he's done a lousy job. The rate should be much lower, much lower.
The Federal Reserve Board, despite what this president says, is independent. They will make a decision that governs the monetary policies of the country. My expectation is that they will follow the data and make the best decision.
We should know what the Fed board decides to do later this afternoon.
Today, King Charles and Queen Camilla greeted President Trump when he arrived for a rare second-term visit to the United Kingdom.
However, the president is being followed there by some of the controversy he faces here at home. NBC's Peter Alexander has more.
This morning, a royal welcome. President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump arriving at Windsor Castle to be formally feted by King Charles and Queen Camilla. Their state visit the first by an American president since Charles assumed the throne.
He's been a friend of mine for a long time, and everybody respects him, and they love him.
President Trump, who will meet with Prime Minister Keir Starmer tomorrow, is also expected to focus on foreign policy during this trip, with Starmer facing pressure to push the president to crack down on Russia's Vladimir Putin amid his years-long war in Ukraine, and to navigate the Gaza conflict as Israel launches a controversial new offensive, which the UK and European allies widely oppose. The president's expected to formalize a U.S.-UK agreement on technology and is also likely to talk trade.
We made a deal, and it's a great deal, and I'm into helping them. Our country is doing very well.
6 years after he was first honored by Queen Elizabeth, the president will see plenty of the king here, but little of the British people.
Trump!
His entire visit on private grounds, an open carriage ride inside the castle's gates. President Trump putting an ocean between himself and deep political divisions at home, but unable to escape one of the biggest domestic controversies. Protesters here overnight projecting a photo of President Trump alongside convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein on the walls of Windsor. Police arresting 4 people in connection with that stunt. To secure this presidential visit, a massive national policing operation. But before the president even arrived in the UK, a rare encounter in the skies, a Spirit Airlines jet coming too close to comfort to Air Force One, rebuked by air traffic control.
Pay attention, Spirit 1300, turn 20 degrees right. I'll keep an eye out for him, he's white and blue. Pay attention, get off the iPad.
And that was NBC's Peter Alexander sharing the story. Coming up, Central Texas flooding victims are getting a big donation to help them with relief after those deadly July floods. The country music star behind the donation.
Plus, a current Longhorn defensive back named to a new team this morning. I sat down with a former UT legend and NFL star to explain what the honor means for Michael Taft. Welcome back, everybody. We're taking a live look at the Q2 Stadium from our Indeed Domain Tower camera here. Traffic seems to be moving in this part of town and not a cloud in the sky. We know Freddie's going to have your full forecast coming up here in just a few minutes. Football season in full swing, and star Longhorn defensive back Michael Taff has been named to a new roster. He's one of 22 players across the country and a coach making up the 2025 All-State AFCA Good Works team. It's an honor for players recognized for their commitment to community service. I got to speak with another former Longhorn star who was a part of the 2010 Good Works team about what this honor really means. Here's a part of that conversation.
We have today Sam Acho, legendary NFL veteran, Longhorn legend as well, sports analyst, and a member of the 2010 Good Works team. So thanks for being here.
No, I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
We want to start with this year's team announcement. We know one of Austin's very own making the roster with Michael Taff. Talk about what this lineup looks like and what it means for these players.
Yeah, so the 2025 All-State AFCA Good Works team is a team of college students, athletes, and also a coach who have done incredible work. These college athletes that I'm talking about are guys like Michael Tapp, a former walk-on at Texas, now an All-American, but who's donating money to fentanyl awareness. Every tackle he makes, donations are made. Also guys like Chandler Rivers, who's a cornerback for Duke, but he's from Texas, and every summer he goes back and does football camps in his community. The biggest thing about this All-State AFCA Good Works team is that it's not just talking about the work that players are doing on the field, but it's talking about the work that players are doing off the field. And this effort is important because we live in a society where it seems like it's getting kind of dark. You know, it's like there's so many pockets of kind of like darkness, if you will, and these players are light. These players are a light, not just on the field with their play, but they're a light to their communities. They're a light to their families. And so we just want to amplify that light and shine a brighter light on the work that they're doing.
We know these players are doing such incredible things in their communities. What can being a part of this team do for them? You probably saw some of those benefits of being a part of this team back when you were on it.
Yeah, it can help leave a legacy. So many people want to leave a legacy, and we think that the legacy has to be with our work. Okay, I'm going to be a great football player, right? I played 9 years in the NFL. But funny enough, and one of my friends told me this, they said, man, Sam, the NFL is like the 17th thing on the list of things that you're known for. I think about the work that you do. My family and I, we go to Nigeria every summer. We do medical mission work. When I got to the NFL, I continued the work we did in Austin at Texas, and we would do community service work with the Bears when I was with the Bears in Chicago or in Arizona. So it helps you continue to leave a lasting legacy. And even people who want to even learn more and get involved, I would tell them, go to ESPN.com/Allstate, because you can actually learn about what the players are doing, and you can vote on who should be that All-State AFCA Good Works team captain, because that team captain will also be the winner of the All-State Worldful Trophy. That's one of the awards I'm the most proud of. And so, yes, it's great to have the award and the accolade, but I mean, there's a verse in the Bible that says it's better to give than to receive, and you get a chance to live that out, the giving and the joy that you get from serving.
Such a cool conversation, you know, the energy you felt him bringing, how excited he gets to talk about not just football, but serving the people here in Austin, in his hometown here in Texas. And, you know, he mentioned also that you can learn more about each of the players on this year's team. Each of them have a different kind of service area, something they're passionate about. I was going through the list. It is really special to know that they're not just stars on the field. I mean, they're just incredible people.
And you can see that his feeling about wanting to give back is genuine. It totally comes through. So I'm sure that's true of all these players chosen for this.
It's really special. So we had a snippet of that conversation. We'll have more of that online, and we'll also have a link to that list he was talking about. So you can even go vote for our very own Austin's Michael Taft to maybe be that team captain.
I think some Longhorns will help with that.
Yeah, for sure. I think the one thing that stuck out was it's better to give than to receive, and you can see the work that he's doing, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, really special.
All right, we're going to take a look now at weather and what's going on. Temperatures at this point still in the 80s, a few 70s out there. We're all moving up though, around 80 degrees in Blanco. Well, Fredericksburg just updated. It was originally at 79. It just went back up to 80 degrees now. 82 degrees in Mason, 82 in Llano, 86 in Austin, and 86 degrees degrees out in Giddings. Sunny skies across the entire area. That's wonderful news if you want to be in the lake or in the pool. Not so much if maybe you're going to do an afternoon jog. As I play this out a bit more, you'll notice we still have a chance of seeing an isolated shower or two that could pop up, especially in the afternoon. Just like what we saw yesterday, just like what we saw the day before. It's still all of that moisture that churns in from the Gulf that gives us a chance of rainfall out there. But it's very quick moving, very isolated. And even then, I believe that this model is kind of bumping up these rain chances here for Thursday. I think it'll be exactly what we're seeing today, which is a 10% chance or less of us seeing any rainfall. And then as we get into Friday, it doesn't look like we'll see very much pop up there. 95 degrees for today in Austin, 97 in Bastrop, 94 in Giddings, 94 in Georgetown. And as you look out towards the hill country, 89 degrees in Mason and Fredericksburg, 92 in Llano San Marcos at 96 degrees. So what's going to happen over the next few days? Well, that high pressure, that's really not going to move too much. It's still far out past us and around the southwest area, but you're noticing essentially this upper level pattern that continues to bring in at least some of that moisture until we get out towards Monday and Tuesday. In fact, I'm pushing back those rain chances little by little. So as you look to something like high school football on Thursday or Friday, or even the Longhorns playing on Saturday, I don't expect to see any rainfall whatsoever. In fact, if you want to check out this game, you can watch it on KBVO and of course KXAN Plus. Liberty Hill taking on Connolly. We're looking at temperatures at around 93 degrees for kickoff, for the halftime 89, and for the fourth quarter around 86 degrees. Kickoff, by the way, is at 7:30 p.m. This is a wider look of what's going to happen for Friday and Saturday. Again, rain chances are pretty much done for Saturday and even pretty much Sunday now too. I'll keep a 10% in there, but really it starts to ramp up as we get into Monday and even on Tuesday. In the next half hour, we'll focus a bit more on that, but the temperatures staying in the mid to upper 90s as we go along. By Sunday into Monday, temperature drop there. You'll notice for the weekend, I took up those numbers a bit more. But again, Monday, Tuesday, better chances of rainfall for the first part of fall.
Freddie, thanks so much. Coming up, people in the nation's capital are getting an exclusive look at the original documents of the Constitution. We'll show you a sneak peek of all the documents after this. Happy Wednesday, everybody, and thanks again for being with us on KXAN News at 11. A live look from Lakeway, not a cloud in the sky out there. An update on what to expect for your Wednesday afternoon coming up in just a few moments with meteorologist Freddie Bella. But first, one of the nation's founding documents is on full display for the public, complete with a few rarely seen pieces of history. NBC's Tom Costello spoke to some Americans about what the Constitution means to them.
Inside the rotunda of the National Archives Museum, history on full display.
We the people is us. It's me, it's you.
For the first time ever, the complete United States Constitution and every amendment is out for visitors to get an up-close look at the work of America's founding fathers.
This Constitution's a mess. So it needs amendments. It's full of contradictions. So is independence.
The new temporary exhibit includes the rarely displayed fifth page, signed by the man who became America's first president.
You can come here, look at George Washington's signature. He was the president of the convention.
That instruction for states on how to ratify the Constitution now sits in elaborate and very heavy airproof glass displays.
The idea is that this will preserve the document for 100 years.
Also now enclosed for the public to view, the 11th through 27th Amendments, which include topics like voting rights, equal protections for citizens, and the abolition of slavery.
The Constitution wasn't written for me, but I'm in the Constitution now.
Shirley Westbrook brought her grandson Rodney to the archives for the first time on Tuesday.
You can't learn it all of it in the classroom.
And that's exactly what the team at the archives is hoping visitors will take away.
It shows that our country is evolving, and it shows that these are living documents that are still relevant to our country today.
The two-week exhibit comes at a time of hyperpolarization when some may think America is more divided than united.
Given everything that's happening in our country right now and the political climate, having a direct personal connection to this document is really important to me, to understand what it means and just to be in the presence of really the foundation of this country and what our democracy is.
All of it as the United States prepares for a major milestone next July, marking 250 years since the Declaration of Independence. A nationwide celebration with fireworks, sporting events, and a massive festival on the National Mall. For now, back inside the archives, an important history lesson for visitors of all ages.
This is what got it going. This is what kicked it off.
I'm really glad that we got to see it because that's a real big piece of history and that we should all learn about.
And that again was NBC's Tom Costello reporting. Coming up, a college student is no longer at Texas State after backlash over his reaction to the death of Charlie Kirk. What the university president had to say.
Plus, the FBI director is back on Capitol Hill for another hearing with lawmakers. We'll take you to the fiery exchange from yesterday and what new questions he could face today.
In-depth, investigative. This is KXAN News at 11.
A Texas music legend is giving out a massive donation to people impacted by the deadly floods in July.
Today, flood victims got a big boost to the recovery process from country music star George Strait. Today, Governor Abbott joined Strait as well as leaders of the Texas Division of Emergency Management to hand out some of the money raised by the singer during a massive concert and benefit dinner. Those events ended up raising more than $6 million for flood relief.
Just last month, Strait donated some of those funds by giving $25,000 checks to more than 6 families. If you'd like to help out with the recovery efforts, you can find ways to pitch in. We have a list that's been ongoing, and that's on our website, KXAN.com. Whataburger is also giving back to those impacted by the floods. Yesterday, it announced a $1.7 million donation from its Cups That Care fundraiser. They're going to be donating $350,000 to Children's Bereavement Center, Team Rubicon, Gary Sinise Foundation, Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country. They're also giving $50,000 to the San Antonio Botanical Garden, San Angelo Relief Foundation, and then $25,000 to the Band Together Texas Foundation, Applause for the Cause, and the Hill Country Community Foundation.
First warning weather.
Okay, we'll take you out live to High Texas from our Covington Cellars camera, where we are not seeing a single cloud in that blue sky there.
I didn't want my eyes to deceive me. I was thinking maybe there's something on the screen there, maybe just a little something, but looks like we're pretty much all in the clear. So meteorologist Freddie Vela is giving us an update about what's on the radar out there.
It's been a pretty steady weather pattern that we've actually seen, and really we can't complain. This is the end of summer. We're just a few days away from the beginning of fall, and as we get into fall, I mean, our temperature is only just a tad above average. It's not like we're wildly hotter than we would normally be around this time of year. So let's just appreciate what we can right now. This beautiful sun has been beaming down across central Texas. So if you're making plans to go bike riding or go running, or you've been thinking maybe I should, do it, because then it'll either be too cold or too hot. This is actually not too bad. A live look one more time out of our Covington Cellars camera in High Texas. Looking gorgeous outside. The only thing I would recommend not doing right now is going outside with the dog. Just wait until we start to see the sun set just a bit more. 86 degrees in Austin, 86 in San Marcos, 80 degrees in Fredericksburg, 87 in Georgetown and Bastrop at around 86 degrees with beautiful sunny skies out there. Your rain chances don't really start to pick up and give you a better chance of rainfall until the very first day of fall. Speaking of the very first day of fall, in case you're wondering when that is going to be Monday, and temperatures are expected to be about 94 degrees. We do expect to see a few showers out there for the day, so keep that in mind if you're making plans for Monday or even Tuesday. So coming up, we'll talk a bit more about a few little pockets of isolated showers here and there. Sunglasses are going to be a must over the next few days, and the weekend rain chances. Also, I teased a bit about the newest tropical storm. We're going to talk about that in this half hour, so make sure you stick around.
Freddie, thank you. The president of Texas State says a student is no longer with the university after some comments captured in a video Governor Greg Abbott described as mocking the death of Charlie Kirk during a memorial this week. Last night, Texas State President Kelly Damphus posted this statement saying, quote, "I will not tolerate behavior that mocks, trivializes, or promotes violence on our campuses. It is antithetical to our Texas state values. Now, this comes as the Texas Education Agency says it's looking into about 180 complaints of public school employees posting comments about Kirk's death.
Prosecutors in Utah say that they will seek the death penalty against the man accused of shooting and killing Charlie Kirk. Yesterday, Tyler Robinson appeared in court virtually from jail. He only spoke when he was asked to state his name. Prosecutors revealed new evidence they collected, including what they say is a text exchange between the suspect and his roommate following the attack. They also say he left a note before Kirk was shot.
Quote, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and I'm going to take it. I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I am sorry to involve you." Roommate, "You weren't the one who did it, right?" Robinson, I'm sorry.
Prosecutors say the suspect's DNA was also found in the trigger of the rifle and ammunition. Robinson officially faces 7 charges, including aggravated murder. A second Utah man also faces charges in the Kirk investigation. George Zen is the first person that police took into custody after they say that he yelled at the scene that he shot Kirk. Zen later told police he was hindering their immediate response to the shooting and buying time for the real shooter to get away. While in custody, police say that they also found inappropriate images of underage children on Zen's phone.
FBI Director Kash Patel is back on Capitol Hill today after a fiery hearing in the U.S. Senate on Tuesday.
Democrats say that Patel has made the FBI political, while Republicans praised his work so far. Washington correspondent Vinay Simlot breaks down what he heard.
FBI Director Kash Patel went back and forth with Senate Democrats over 3 main issues: the Epstein files, over concerns that the FBI had become political, and about the Charlie Kirk assassination investigation.
The defendant, Tyler James Robinson.
For the first time, the person accused of assassinating conservative activist Charlie Kirk appeared in a Utah courtroom on Tuesday, facing murder charges and the death penalty. On Capitol Hill, Republicans praised the work of Kash Patel's FBI.
I want to start by just congratulating you and the FBI agents.
But Democrats asked about Patel's handling of the case and the tweets he sent during the manhunt.
So that was a mistake.
I don't see it as a mistake.
Hours after the shooting at 6:21 on September 10th, Patel tweeted, "The subject for the horrific shooting today that took the life of Charlie Kirk is now in custody." 90 minutes later, correcting his tweet, "The subject in custody has been released after an interrogation."
If you put out a statement that says we've got our man, and in fact it turns out that you didn't have your man, that's not a mistake?
But that's not what I said.
Patel faced questions from Democrats and Republicans about the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files.
We will release everything we are legally permitted to do so.
Leading to this clash with Senator Adam Schiff, a common opponent for the Trump administration.
You are the biggest fraud to ever sit in the United States Senate. You are a disgrace to this institution.
We expect another major hearing in the Senate today. The fired CDC Director Susan Menarez will testify before a Senate committee. She was fired by the Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and 4 other CDC officials resigned because of her firing. In Washington, I'm Vinay Simlot. Back to you.
Back here in Austin, the Austin Fire Department estimates this fire at the Domain caused $4.5 million in damage. Started in an apartment yesterday afternoon. A firefighter also hurt their hand during this incident, but was able to return to help put the fire out. AFD says a security guard first noticed the smoke and called for help. The fire likely came, officials say, from near the Louis Vuitton store. AFD called in additional firefighters because it was difficult to get to this fire. It impacted 28 apartments, multiple businesses in the area. AFD says an electrical short in the wall there caused this fire. A shakeup is coming to how Austin helps people who are experiencing homelessness.
At the end of the month, the Homeless Strategy Office will cut ties with a nonprofit that's been running 2 of the city's shelters. The office says 5 Urban Alchemy staff members were misrepresenting reports. The director says those employees were fired, the records were fixed, and there was no financial impact.
When a record is incorrect or it's incorrectly altered, it makes it more challenging for us to know whether or not a client truly is successfully housed or not and where they're at in their journey. It could make outcomes look better than what they are or make a shelter look more efficient than what it actually is.
Urban Alchemy has operated the Austin Resource Center for the Homeless and the 8th Street Women's Shelter in downtown Austin. Next month, the Homeless Strategy Office will ask the City Council to approve an emergency contract with another group called Endeavors. Urban Alchemy, though, will continue its operations until the emergency contract is finally approved. Williamson County is growing so quickly, it is on the brink of outgrowing its jail. So yesterday, county commissioners talked about building a new Justice Center complex.
This would hold the jail, but also the district court and other administrative offices. The county says it's still deciding where it will go. That current facility is in Georgetown.
Due to our population growth and rapid growth throughout the county, we're going to be out of space very quickly.
If you walk up and down the courthouse during the day, you'll see lawyers trying to privately meet with their clients or their clients' families, and everyone's in the courtroom sort of like you're in a bus terminal. And that's just not conducive for lawyers to be able to negotiate and communicate with their clients.
Williamson County has also been working on some short-term solutions to address the current space limitations. Last week, commissioners approved buying and retrofitting a building near the current Justice Center for $1 million to house some employees. The county will also add more space for its employees when the new Williamson County Administrator building opens. That's expected in spring 2026.
Going in depth, here's a look at just how much Williamson County has grown recently. According to the county, it is the 10th fastest growing county in the country. Between 2023 and 2024, the U.S. Census Bureau reported almost 26,000 people moved into the county. The county also estimates by the year 2050, the population will be 1.6 million. That is more than double what it is right now.
Good morning, all, and happy Wednesday. Talking Texas football was not the prettiest showing last Saturday over at DKR Texas Memorial Stadium. So much so, the Boo Birds came out for a little bit. We'll hear from the head coach on how that feels coming up.
This is KXAN Sports, brought to you by Thomas J. Henry.
Good morning, all, and happy Wednesday. I'm not sure if Texas head football coach Steve Sarkisian is a fan of music. Probably is. Most of us are. But he reminded me of a song this week. In the movie Step Brothers, which I hope we've all seen, Will Ferrell sings, "Let's give them something to talk about," to John C. Reilly in the iconic scene. That's where Texas football is right now, in my opinion, except they want to give fans something to cheer about, because take a listen to what fans sounded like last weekend instead. Yeah, the Boo Birds were out at DKR Texas Memorial Stadium for the first time in a while. Nobody likes hearing those if you're on the field, maybe the defense facing them, but it got ugly for the Texas offense, especially late in the first half. Arch Manning had 10 straight passes that went incomplete. It's a pretty tough thing to do, especially with the amount of talent on this Texas squad, and there were such high expectations for this Texas team. The defense has carried their weight so far, but the offense has struggled. And Steve Sarkisian understands the fan frustration.
I think at the end of the day, they're spending money. You know, they're coming to games. They're sitting in the heat. They want to make sure we give them something to give them a reason to be there. And so that's not the only reason we're all there. You know, we're obviously there for as a team, our own goals, our own aspirations, and what we're not only trying to do on that Saturday, but for the duration of this season. But also, man, our fans offer so much support to us that clearly, if they were booing about the way we were playing, just imagine how we were feeling about the way we were playing at some of that juncture in the first half. So understandable, but again, you know, don't give up on us too quick. I think we got a pretty good team.
We'll preview that, according to Sark, pretty good team on Texas Game Day, the official pregame show of Texas football. Night game this Saturday over on Bevo Boulevard, Saturday at 6 p.m. You can watch us over on KBVO. Excited for this one. Last home game for Texas for a while. And also a night ago, Astros and Rangers do battle. Rangers really needed a win, but the Astros hold on despite a late Texas Rangers rally. Astros, big win for them. Rangers continue to fall further back in the AL West and wild card standings. That's it for us. We'll send it back over to you.
Noah, thank you. Okay, looking ahead to this Saturday, a bit of a throwback for us millennials. I personally am very excited for this one. Bowling for Soup is coming to Austin for a Texas football pregame performance at Longhorn City Limits. The band is also going to be joined by Dallas band Vanful of Nuns. The live music all kicks off at 3:30 in the afternoon. The show, you'll remember at Longhorn City Limits, it's always free. It is crazy, you guys. You can just walk right up. They've also got a post-game silent disco. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
you'll know
all
where
the
I'll be.
fun there. I'm just more interested in that band van full of nuns. I can't get over that. I need to listen to them.
Maybe we should reach out to them. They could do a quick interview, tell us what they're all about, and that way we know. Yeah.
Okay, one other little fun fact for you all. So, you know, the band Bowling for Soup has a song, it's called Ohio, but it's the Come Back to Texas. So last year when we played Ohio State, the band redid a version of that song for UT and the Longhorns. You can bet you know what I'm going to be listening to on Saturday.
That'll be your soundtrack.
There's your Longhorn trivia today.
We're going to have to go check it out. And hopefully you'll want to check it out too, because thankfully we're not going to be in the triple digits. And in case people are wondering, are we done with triple digits? All right, so I pulled up this latest in-depth to kind of give us an idea of exactly where we normally land as far as triple digit days. Our average first triple digit day is July 4th. You know, that's typical. In 2024, we actually hit that on June 27th. But then I want to go into our typical triple digit days overall, 29 of them. In 2024, we hit 32, which is above average, and our average last triple-digit day is August 30th, and that's coming up pretty quickly. Oh, wait, no, we already passed that. Apologies. So we're past that normal where we hit that average triple-digit day. So September is kind of a wild card here. That's where we see, could we move back up into the triple-digit days? Are we done? What do I think? I think we're done. I'm going to say we probably won't see another one. Rich is looking at me. Rich is right off the screen right now, but I'm going to call it. I'm going to say we're done with triple-digit days. We're going to get close, but I think we're done. Last year we hit one in October, so I hope October doesn't make me eat my shoe here. All right, let's take a look at high temperatures for today. 95 degrees. Again, I think we're going to get super close a lot. I'm not going to see that in the next 7 days. I think we're going to stay well far away from triple digits. 97 in Bastrop, 94 in Giddings, 96 in San Marcos, 89 degrees in Fredericksburg. Now I'm going to be thinking about that triple digit day. Will we actually hit it? As of now, no, I don't see that happening. All right, sunny skies expected for today. You may get an isolated shower or two. Most of the rainfall in deep South Texas at this point. Play this out throughout the rest of the day today. You may get a spotty shower or two, but again, mostly in the eastern counties. I don't expect to see too much pop up. We actually had a spotty shower that passed over downtown and into the Westlake area. Tomorrow, the exact same thing. You may get a spotty shower or two. Friday, that day, I don't expect to see any rainfall whatsoever. Temperatures expected to stay in the mid to upper 90s over the next few days. I'm telling you, getting close, but we won't make it to triple digits on Saturday and Sunday. That I can promise you. We'll be down to 92 as we get into Monday and Tuesday as we see the chance of rain picking up one more time, getting through Monday and into Tuesday. Remember, Monday, the very first day of fall, and that's where we start to see the first chances of rainfall picking up. Tuesday, a better chance of rain overall. Your 7-day forecast, keeping us within the 90s, 95 degrees throughout the next few days, 96 for Saturday, 96 for Sunday. And on a fall, the first day of fall, 94 degrees. Stick around. In our final weather, I'll tell you all about the tropics.
Freddie, thank you. Why you might want to step outside and find a pebble or two. You've got the chance to trade them for a sweet breakfast. We'll explain after the break.
And a look at what you could watch today on KXAN Plus. That's our free streaming app. At 1:30, it's Tracking the Tropics. Tonight at 8, it's First Warning with Chief Meteorologist Nick Bannon and Border Report at 8:30.
Welcome back, everybody. Okay, today you can pay for your next breakfast with some unconventional currency. You can bring a rock, a pebble, or a stone, or maybe a handful of these in exchange for a free box of Fruity Pebbles cereal. And this is only happening at the Walmart Supercenter store in Round Rock. It lasts until 4 this afternoon. The rocks will then be collected and donated to a local parks and recreation department. We will note this is actually only happening in a few cities across the country. All of them have rock in the name. So there you go. Round Rock,
nice
Little Rock.
tie-in right there. I wonder if Little Rock is in it.
Little Rock's on the list.
Oh, really?
And
Okay.
the one exception was Bentonville, because that's where Walmart is based,
Correct.
Arkansas.
Yes.
Wow, I want to
collect some rocks.
This is like caveman currency in a way, you know?
Can you guys
a nod to the Flintstones.
Can you guys do the weather for the rest of the day? I want to.
You're gonna go up to Round Rock.
I want to go up to Round Rock.
And it's been so nice having Freddie on the show today.
You know, Fruity Pebble Crispy treats, those are the best.
I love a Rice Krispie treat.
Now that sounds good right now.
Oh my goodness. All right, I did promise you that I would talk about the tropics, so here it is. Tropical Storm Gabrielle, that just formed this morning, so obviously something we're going to be tracking. No threat to Texas, and as you can tell, the cone of uncertainty starting to turn a bit towards the north. So again, something we'll continue to watch over the next few days.
We'll check back in on that and all of your news headlines after the break. Stick with us.